Well, my name is Dr. Barbara Brockway, and I work in the cosmetic industry. But I started out as a biochemist, and I actually lectured here at Reading University in the Food Studies, now the Harry Nurston building. And I taught aspects of food science, cereal science and technology, and of course, biochemistry. So my background is applied science. And today I'm here as part of the Society of Cosmetic Scientists, because cosmetic scientists are applied chemists and we have very interesting careers in a global market. So when you look at cosmetics, don't just think of color cosmetics and makeup, but think of skincare, think of toothpaste. I mean, there's so many personal care products that we buy, and we wouldn't live without things like deodorants, for example, soap. All these materials are applied chemistry, and there's a whole industry out there making these products available to everybody. And it's an interesting industry because it's all about the sense of touch. We make delightful products that people want to use. The pharmaceutical industry makes ointments that deliver doses, but we make these really nice products, a little bit like wine tasting. People want to use the product and we deliver the efficacy. So SPF products, people want to use them and it protects them from sunshine. If we think of the antibacterial hand washes during the pandemic, we help protect people. But we also make you look nice. So by using decorative cosmetics, you can be whoever you want to be. So we enrich people's lives. We like to feel we do. From a scientific point of view, our products have a 3-year shelf life, which if you think of the food industry, when you go around the supermarket, take a look at the best by dates. And things like mayonnaises, you'd be lucky if it's got a best by date of a year. If you look at dairy products, it's weeks. We make things that are creams, so dairy product like, but it's got to have a 3-year shelf life. So in our industry, we're looking for chemists, because you've got to create the delightful product. We're looking for microbiologists, because these products have got to have long shelf lives. We're looking for artists, because if you're talking about decorative products, then obviously you have to have an artistic side to appreciate the power of colour. Fragrance, very complicated. That rose over there will smell in the morning different to how it smells in the evening, because smell in nature is all about signaling. And we want to make a fragrance that's going to smell the same in 3 years' time as when you bought it. So we can look at nature and be inspired, but we can't take nature and offer it to you because by the afternoon it would have changed smell. So we're a very complicated scientific industry, having fun, because all our products are there to make people have fun. But we are more complicated than perhaps you may have thought of before you heard someone say, I'm in cosmetic science. Well, I've just written a technical article, so that would be very similar to writing a paper for the Biochemical Journal. And the technical article is on senescent cells. So in our skin, we have cells that when they reach the end of their natural cycle, don't completely disappear, they are senescent. They stay there and they unfortunately secrete materials which damage the local area. Now, when you're young, it doesn't matter. But as you get older, these accumulate and actually their damage can make another cell senescent. So this particular material that I was writing about focuses and only removes the senescent cells. So if we remove them, then the cells will disappear as they should do through apoptosis, and then the skin will recover. So what I'm actually saying is we can now reverse the aging process. So everybody wants healthy aging. Nobody really wants to look old. Now we have active ingredients that we can use to make skin look younger. So we've done it in the past by optical illusion. I can put little spheres on skin that reflects light, makes your skin look smoother. But now I can actually use my biochemistry to make skin actually younger. So that's one project that's happening now. I think it's the fact that you can have fun, you can travel the world, you can make differences to people's lives. And I always say, if I'm at a party and someone says, what do I do for a living? And I say that I'm in the cosmetic industry, everybody's interested because we're all interested in the end of the day about ourselves, how we can make ourselves better. Some people are very shy. It's amazing. A shy person, a little bit of makeup, in the case of women, out there having fun. Think of it the other way around. If your hair is everywhere, then you don't want to go out the front door. So bad hair days are real. So we can remove the bad hair days, make you feel better about yourself. And it's just nice to be in an industry that can do that. It's a relatively small industry. People all know one another, very friendly industry. And as I say, I've part of my career I spent in New York, so I've worked abroad. I'm traveling. I'm off to Paris in April. I'm off to Geneva in summer, and then Milan. I mean, it's just a great place to be. Well, sustainability is the buzzword for everybody. And it's important to really be sustainable, to be environmentally friendly, to be aware of changes in the climate. And this is why, as an industry, we're reaching out to all the sciences now, because we really do want to make a difference. I started off with the Body Shop, and they were talking about climate change way back in the 1990s. And now we really need to put these things into effect. We're able to change because we're on a human scale. So where you can think of industries that have huge factories dedicated to one production, it's very hard for them to change. Whereas our factories are very versatile. So we can change and we want to change. We won't make a huge difference. If you think of palm oil, we're not the big users of palm oil. But you know about palm oil because the cosmetic industry punches above its weight. People listen to us. So we talk about palm oil, industry, consumers learn, and then when they shop, it's their shopping power that makes the change. So these are new technologies, next generation sequencing, all the new work about epigenetics, everything can have an application in cosmetics and personal care. So I mean, I, I don't think I start a day's work without switching on Claude AI or ChatGPT or one of them. AI now will design and change and create faces and color that you can, augmented reality, you can try without actually touching the makeup. So if you think of lipsticks, one time you go into a shop, women would try the lipstick on, little unhygienic. Now you pick the lipstick up on the mirror, you can see it. Your computer camera is looking at you. It can be analyzing your skin while it's looking at you. It can be telling you, you know, your skin over the last few weeks has got very dull. Then it can actually recommend to you a product personalized to you based on all the information that it's collecting worldwide on products that have helped people with skin types like yours get better. So what technologies are we using? We're using all the technologies. I honestly say there has never been a more exciting time to be in science and to be in cosmetics. We talk about the microbiome, that's your gut microbiome, but wow, what about your skin microbiome? We now realize that we can use the skin microbiome, help us make materials become more effective. Or by changing the microbiome in itself, we can help people with problems, rashes on their skin, blemishes, which in the past we've not been able to do. Now we understand more about that cellular level, we can make a difference. Well, the first thing I would say to anybody is learn negotiating skills. Languages are useful, but Google now and Skype, you can speak in real time, and the person hearing you will hear their own language, not necessarily the language you're speaking. So languages are important, but negotiating skills, whether you're buying a house, whether you're negotiating a salary in a career, whether you're negotiating within a team in cosmetics, whether you're persuading marketing that really your bouncing soap is more important than somebody else's product, negotiating skills. In my industry, I'd say if you're a scientist and you really think cosmetic science is the place for you, the Society of Cosmetic Scientists, we do a diploma, which is distance learning, which is a graduate course which will take you into our industry. And most industries will do similar courses. So find out about these courses that are available. I would say to anybody starting a career, you are not starting a job, you're starting a career. Join your professional society. So accountants will obviously join accountancy societies. For us, you join the Society of Cosmetics. This professional society will look after you throughout your career. They're your career family. Family looks after you at home. Your company that you work for will look after you within the company, but it's the society that will look after you throughout your professional life. And get involved. Join the committees, come to careers days, talk to people. Networking is the way people get their careers supercharged. if the cosmetic industry hadn't mascot, we've often thought about this because it shows we've wanted a fluffy teddy bear to hand out to people. And I remember one year there's a company called Giant Microbes online where you can get E. coli that are fluffy. You can get coronavirus. It's great fun if you have a dark humour. But one year we got skin cells and we got them in all different colours and we put the company logo, or at least the society logo on. And I think a fluffy skin cell, because we are a fluffy science, because we're there, because as I said earlier, we're not deeply into creating a drug that's going to cure AIDS, but will certainly make people who are suffering from AIDS feel fluffier and better. So I'd say a pink fluffy skin cell probably is the mascot for us.